Welcome into the Cowboys Report, presented today by Manscaped. I am Tom Downey, and do your little drummer boy a favor and make sure you're using the Lawnmower 4.0. Help avoid another silent night in the bedroom, because Santa cares about his sack, and so should you. 20% off and free shipping on all of Manscaped's products, including the Lawnmower 4.0 and more, when you use promo code COWBOYS over at manscaped.com. Big ups to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. It is Sunday, and the NFL likes to, the big media, she likes to do their, Cowboys story that, oftentimes isn't new. So we're going to review everything going on with Odell Beckham, the visit details, what's going on there, why it's so late in the calendar, the Cowboys' apparent interest and why that makes sense, the potential impact he could have. A lot of times on the contract situation, I don't have a great answer for you. It's kind of complicated, but we'll break it down. And remember to subscribe to the Cowboys Report as well. We'll begin with the details on the Odell Beckham Jr. visit, which was originally broken before the game on Thursday. We took the Cowboys news before the game on Sunday, then was Cowboys before the game on Thursday. Jay Glazer, plus some updates from Josina Anderson we'll get to here in a moment. Beckham is going to visit the Cowboys on December 5th. Now, he is not apparently... The Cowboys, they're not first in the visit order for Odell Beckham. Apparently, they are third on that list. They're not the number one priority in terms of the visit order for Odell Beckham. Instead, they are number 3 on that list, behind the New York Giants and behind the Buffalo Bills. That was broken by Josina Anderson. She also mentioned the Chiefs and the Ravens as 2 teams that have been in contact with Odell Beckham. Earlier reports from ESPN, others had labeled the Niners as a contender. NFL Network's drafting report mentioned Thursday that the Thanksgiving Day, one of his teams is probably playing Giants, Bills, or Cowboys from that standpoint. I still think the Cowboys here can and should be viewed as the favorites to land Odell Beckham. I'm not saying that means it's a done deal. It's a matter of when, not if. It is a matter of if. But the Cowboys are in really good shape right now to find a way to land Odell Beckham in free agency. So I do want some honest answers here on this question. What is the % chance that the Dallas Cowboys are able to end up signing Odell Beckham in free agency? As we'll get into, I think it's better than 50%. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments section. So sound off right now the % chance the Dallas Cowboys end up signing Odell Beckham. Manscaped makes the best men's grooming products. And, I mentioned that Santa cares about his sack, and so should you. Make sure your jingle balls are ready this holiday season. It's mistletoe season after all, and you want a little bit more than just the mistletoe, right? 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code COWBOYS over at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping. Links in the comment section and the description. It's manscaped.com, promo code COWBOYS. Let's discuss now why the Cowboys have interest in Odell Beckham. And I've seen some of the comments of receivers not even their biggest need, and I would be inclined to agree with that. But I also think Jerry summed it up pretty decently in terms of some of the issues in getting Odell and where they sit currently. Odell could help us. That's the big part. Odell could help us. I think Jerry nailed it, right? I believe that right now, he said. Now, we got to make it fit. That's the challenging, just the general how we make this fit. All of that availability is huge. More on that. But the financial part is really huge, too. And it has gotten, at least for me, a little bit annoying. It's Odell this. It's a lot of Odell Beckham, and there hasn't been any real traction beyond, hey, he's working out, and it looks like he's in good shape, but football shape's a whole different thing. The Cowboys, the players, Dak's been talking to Odell Beckham, Jerry's been talking with him. They've done a great job of recruiting OBJ, of helping him feel the love and the what is really college recruitment style. Odell Beckham's the high schooler who wants to be told that, yeah, we need you in our program. And the reason why it makes sense for Dallas is not that receivers their most glaring need right now, but they don't have that much talent behind their starters. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Gallup's coming along nicely. Lamb's been really good so far this year. Noah Brown has made some splash plays occasionally. Jalen Tolbert has not done anything. Kevontae Turpin's a gadget player. Lamb's been awesome. But Noah Brown has cooled off since Michael Gallup came back. And Michael Gallup's production coming off, I think, one of his better games all year, and frankly in a long time, as he himself said he's kind of still getting over the mental blocks a little bit there and is doing better there. Gallup has not been 100% either. And God forbid, knock on wood, CeeDee Lamb goes down. you're in really dire straits at the wide receiver spot. You would be thin. You would not have nearly the level of talent that you want to have come postseason time. The Rams did not need Odell Beckham last year either, but he did help them in a significant way from that standpoint. And remember what time of the year it is. He'll eventually sign in December, even though I know it's November right now, but he'll sign in December. And December upgrades at any position don't happen often. Frankly, when they do, it's more along the lines of that they are injury returns. Now, that would kind of be the case for Odell as well, but a December upgrade at even wide receiver 3 and way better depth, knock on wood, barring the disaster injury, is a big deal for the Cowboys. We'll break down why it's an upgrade here in a moment, but first, today's Cowboys Report is also brought to you by ButcherBox. They are sponsoring today's show, and they have got a great holiday deal that I'll tell you coming about later on in today's show at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily. Again, we'll tell you more about that special offer from ButcherBox here in a little bit. But we're going to look at the impact, the positive impact now for Odell Beckham. Now, he has had his diva moments. We all remember him punching the net, right? Still funny. I'll never not find that funny. But from a player perspective, there's a lot to offer for Odell Beckham, even though he hasn't been prime Odell Beckham in a very long time. Even 2019, 2018, 1,000-yard receiver Odell Beckham, that wasn't the guy who looked like the best young receiver in the entire NFL, had a Justin Jefferson-esque start to his NFL career. But he was better with the Rams last year. In his 12 games, regular season and playoffs, he was much better for the Rams down the stretch. 600 yards in 12 games. Not quite a 1,000-yard campaign, but he was getting going and offered you some good red zone stuff, which you're always coveting there. And the biggest reason why you're looking to add Odell Beckham to your roster is what he could potentially bring to you once he gets fully up to speed down the backstretch of the season and into the postseason. Odell Beckham was looking like a bit more like the OBJ of prime in the postseason. 4 for 54 and a score against the Cardinals. 6 for 69. Nice against the Bucs. 9 for 113 against the Niners. Had he played the entire game against the Bengals, he might have ended up being the Super Bowl MVP in that game. So that's a big deal for me in terms of potentially adding someone of Odell Beckham's caliber. It makes it intriguing for me. I know not everyone's on board, so this is your chance to chime in. Do you want to sign Odell Beckham? Y for yes, N for no. You can head down to the comments section, drop that Y, drop that N in the comments section for me. Now, the money, as we'll get into more in depth here in a moment, I promise you, has got to be figured out. But in general, adding talent is not a bad thing. It's December. There aren't really any viable free agents at your big positions of need. They're going to come in and be like, yeah, this guy is a clear and obvious upgrade over what we have. Odell Beckham, if he's healthy, that's why I bring him in for the visit. You got to check the health. Whole purpose for the visit is check the medical, make sure that's cleared. Then you can work on contract stuff, as we'll get into, is a big factor. Today's Cowboys Report is also sponsored by ButcherBox. They take the guesswork out of finding high-quality meat and seafood you can trust. 100% grass-fed beef, including their steaks, free-range organic chicken, pork-raised crate-free, wild-caught seafood. You get just what you want delivered right to your doorstep. They got free shipping for the continental U.S. and no surprise fees. I've made some fire burgers before. I've made some great bacon. I love them. Baby Olivia loves them as well. Makes life a little bit easier. You're going to find better cuts than you would get at the restaurant as well. And, you know, it tastes delicious as well. You can sign up today at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily and use code NFL Daily because this holiday season, ButcherBox is offering our listeners one of their best steak deals. Get 2 10-ounce ribeyes for free in every box for a whole year when you join. Plus, you get an additional $10 off. That's free ribeyes for a year plus $10 off at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily with code NFL Daily. That link's in the comments section and in the description on today's show. So head down there, make sure you check it out. butcherbox.com/NFL Daily. Let's break down the more complicated part now, and that's on the Odell Beckham contract and what it could look like for the Cowboys. And to be blunt, I don't have a great feel because there's a lot of different contradictory information out there. The one constant has mostly been from and ESPN, NFL Network, Josina Anderson, that Beckham wants a longer-term deal. And that makes sense, right? He's bounced around a lot in recent years. He wants to find a place to settle, as most players do, and he wants the security that comes with a longer-term deal in terms of guaranteed money. Now, ESPN has pushed that Odell Beckham wants a prorated $20 million. That amounts to somewhere in the $5 million rest of season range. That seems rather extreme. I think half that number might be a little bit more realistic there. NFL Network also reported that Odell Beckham wanted the Michael Gallup-style contract at the beginning of the offseason. Now ESPN says he wants Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, so we're kind of really different contracts there with significant differences in pay grade there. And remember, just because Odell Beckham wants something doesn't mean a team, Cowboys or otherwise, are going to give it to him. The Gallup contract coming off the ACL, there are some similarities right now. Odell Beckham's older and has a worse injury history. That should mean he gets as good as he is, maybe not as much as what Michael Gallup has gotten of late. Gallup got the 5-year, $57.5 million deal, $27 million total from that standpoint. And that's a lot of guaranteed money from overall there. He averages $11.5 million per year. A 3-year $30 might be fairly feasible for Dallas, depending on how much is guaranteed. And there lies the rub, right? The 2020 money isn't likely going to be an issue, especially from a cap hit perspective. You can give him $5 million. You can make most of it a signing bonus, and you can add 4 fake years to the back end, and boom, you're paying him $1 million or so on your salary cap. Super doable. But especially for our Cowboys and Stephen Jones, a.k.a. Catboy, the 2023 money might end up being a bit more of a problem. Odell Beckham wants that longer-term deal. He wants guaranteed money. The Cowboys this offseason have been very hesitant to invest any real money beyond this year. And even the Gallup deal is an out after next season where they can bail on that deal if they want to. So the money is complicated and, as Jerry Jones said, a potential problem. So overall, as tough as this question is to answer, what is the most you would pay Odell Beckham per year? Sound off for me in the comment section what figure you're okay with potentially paying OBJ in NFL free agency. Drop that answer for me in the comment section. I don't have a great answer on what the guaranteed money looks like, but the guaranteed money is what matters. And my suspicion here is there's going to be some type of let's meet halfway and figure out what this contract ends up looking like from that standpoint. Maybe he gets $3 million total for this year, and there is probably something resembling a partial team option in 2023. There's probably some guarantees for injury. That's what Odell Beckham's going to want. There's probably an out for the Cowboys to bail if things do not go well in Dallas. There's probably lots of incentives and triggers, like if he hits 4 playoff touches, or the Cowboys win a playoff game, he probably gets an extra $1 million. That's unlikely to be earned incentives. Wouldn't count this year against the salary cap. And he would get that money and maybe trigger some more guarantees next year. So I would say this. Whenever the Odell Beckham contract gets done with Dallas or elsewhere, do not fall for the first number reported. It's not going to be that accurate because of what I just said. All that guarantee incentive stuff, it's going to have to be figured out. So that is a wait and see the real details type of contract. Now, although it is far from a done deal, I do think it is more likely than not that Odell Beckham is a Dallas Cowboy when we get past that December 5th meeting date. Not saying it's a done deal, but I think the Cowboys have been a lot more interested in Odell Beckham than, say, they were of Von Miller. The money might be why it falls apart, but I do think there is a very good chance Odell Beckham ends up being a member of the Dallas Cowboys.